All right, so I'll quickly start with the injuries. Travis Homer day to day with a hamstring injury. We talked about that. They sustained on Friday in practice. Obviously, Tevin left the game. Also, kind of having a day to day approach with him. Also, having a possible shot to go play this week. So, treating it one day at a time. And then obviously, Braxton went out in the game. Will require surgery at some point. So, he'll obviously be out for the rest of the year. Just talk to you guys about the game recently here anyway, but just kind of recap a couple thoughts after watching the tape. Obviously, we talked about the turnovers, which don't give really much of a shot to kind of get involved early in the game. 10 points scored off of those two turnovers, which is something we've done a pretty good job of for the most part throughout the entire year, which is inexcusable. So we'll get that cleaned up, get it coached up, and they'll be better in that area of the field. The penalties were all, I mean, anytime you have penalties, it's kind of untimely, but just being able to be locked in, to be detailed, to play within, control the emotions throughout the game. So having 10 of those didn't help, obviously. From an offensive standpoint, did put together a couple drives, still shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, missed some opportunities to create some more explosive, score some more points. Obviously, follow behind the 8 ball early in the game and having to kind of, find ways to battle back into it. From a defensive standpoint, I think early on we're solid, but still way too many explosive giving up. Not enough pressure on the quarterback when it comes to whether it be play action pass or in a drop back pass game, because at some point you'll still have guys have an opportunity to get open if we're not rushing the quarterback and affecting them that. But got to be a lot better. Quick turnaround, back to work. And so we'll play another game in a couple of days. Questions?
What was the error on the 82-yard touchdown pass that you guys gave up?
Poor eyes. So eyes in the wrong spot. And also just playing flat-footed from a post safety standpoint. So, inexcusable from the standpoint of being able to, again, super fast receiver, but got to put a roof on the top shelf for the coverage.
Is that Owens or Owens and Stevenson that you're
Both.
bad eyes on that?
I would just say overall, from a coverage standpoint, got to be better across the board.
The defense was pretty reliable early in the season and not so much lately. What's your sense for why that side has fallen off so significantly?
A couple potential answers. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go into some of them. But I think just understanding of the flow of how games have turned out. Obviously, injuries always play a role when it comes to rotating a couple different guys in different spots. But just stuff we got to get cleaned up when it comes to limiting explosives, being able to kind of sustain or get guys off the grass a little bit faster, particularly when I talk about third downs, whether it be third and longs, third and shorts, which starts first with eliminating the first down efficiency from an offensive standpoint, talking about the opponent's offense. So when you're able to, knock out chunks of 4, 5, 6 on first and second down, obviously put yourself either in, first downs going to first down, second downs going to first downs, or shorter third down windows, which makes it not advantageous from a defensive standpoint to get out the grass. So I think it starts with that.
How would you characterize Rome's rookie season?
I think it's been good. I think obviously he's continued to emerge here recently. I think, like I said before, I think Rome's been consistent from day one. The ball hasn't always found him throughout the year as far as his role and kind of how that plays out from a progression standpoint. But when he's had opportunity to make plays, the guy constantly shows up. We talk about critical moments, fourth down calls, 2-minute drives, winning one-on-one. He's a separator, has elite twitch, really good ball skills, and is a really detailed route runner. So I would say it's been good overall.
Thomas, against the Vikings, Caleb missed a double move to Keenan down the left sideline. So when you watch the touchdown that he had against the Lions, what does that say about the growth he's made in just 6 days there?
Keep swinging. So shoot, and he definitely shoots, which I appreciate. So I'm going to continue to give him opportunities to shoot. I think being able to understand just the rhythm and timing within how plays develop, but also just taking the extra effort to go through a couple of different plays from a practice standpoint. There's always going to be some carryover when it comes to not just the pass game, but run game. So the more things we have time on task with, the better execution you have. And so that play's been up throughout the entire year with a number of different formations. So obviously the more you rep things, the better you get at it.
With Rome and the 50-50 ball in the second half, I know you talk about with Caleb the difference between being aggressive and reckless and wanting him to take those opportunities. Is that something that you feel like he can push the gas a little bit more on to find Rome in those situations, just knowing how good he is with contested catches?
Yeah, I don't think it's an issue of having a push. Again, I've kind of gotten the question the last few weeks, even a different subject about him not turning the ball over, as him not being aggressive. And if you watch games, it's not a lack of him being aggressive at all. I think that was an opportunity obviously kind of had up in the game plan particularly kind of being a man-to-man scenario, putting guys in the right spots to be able to win. So we have multiple options. It's kind of just more based off of the leverage of the post safety and also the defender is going to be over top of Rome. And again, like I said before, Rome has elite twitch, really good separation, and gave him a good opportunity. We're going to make a play. So I think it's less about him not necessarily looking for Rome in scenarios versus how the coverage plays out or the scheme we have designed to go attack based on the situation.
Braxton Jones's injury, it's, just kind of the way it's been going for this offensive line. Why hasn't the offensive line been able to get it together, either health, not only continuity-wise, but also just performance-wise? What has been the issue?
Yeah, I mean, I think health is a big part of it. I think when you have different moving pieces, guys playing in multiple different spots, left side, right side, starting, backing up, as you mentioned, O-line is a big continuity position. So having those 5 guys in unison as much as you can, taking reps to communicate things properly, to get the same looks over and over again, that makes it difficult. But also I think just, again, the flow of the game and having them play from behind and having to, alter the game plan slightly, try to find ways to get back in the game obviously does dictate, their performance at times. And again, I don't care who you're playing with O-line wise, it's hard to always protect guys who it's known pass scenarios and you're down multiple scores. You got to throw it to get back in it. And so that also puts those guys at more exposure.
But is the offensive line part of the reason why for the slow starts?
No, I would say the entire offense is the reason for the slow starts. So I think it's not just one position or one person. Unfortunately, at times, guys have taken turns, not doing things properly, not being detailed enough. Obviously, penalties haven't always been the biggest issue, but of late have been the issue. But I wouldn't just put on the O-line now. I wouldn't do that.
Replacing Braxton, do you plan to stick with Worm over Amagashi?
Yeah, so obviously that decision was kind of more based off of Larry's versatility because obviously Larry can play on both sides, plays right and left. Karan has been a left tackle and kind of just as far as O-line being developed in a position, the more opportunities you have guys that can be versatile and play different spots. But we'll see how the week goes. We'll give all guys an opportunity to go compete.
Thomas, with the team being in the position that it's in right now, over these last 2 games, is there any desire to get looks at with guys, first, second year guys who haven't gotten as much opportunity here during the regular season, see what they can do in game conditions?
Not in my mind at all. I mean, because the thought process, regardless of how the season is going, what your record is, the goal is to try to put the best product on the field. So I think the guys, whether they be first year, second year, 5th year, or Keenan in his 12th year, if you give us the best shot to go play football well and go win games, we'll give you that opportunity. So I think it's less about trying to figure out how to look at guys for the unforeseen future, and it's more about what gives us the best opportunity right now.
So everyone that's healthy, veterans included, everybody that's healthy is gonna play Thursday.
Correct. Oh yeah.
I was on the neutral zone infraction just before the 2-minute warning. What's the cleanup process today to make sure that the situational awareness is sharper there?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just boils down to a lack of concentration. I think it's very simple. I'm not going to overcomplicate or try to put a confusing phrase towards it. To me, it's more about being locked in, being detailed. Like I said at the beginning, emotions are great in the game, but if they're not controlled, they become an issue. So that, to me, is more about just overall lack of focus.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.